So hi guys, welcome to today's club episode. Is AI really evil? My name is Dhruvi. I am your friendly neighborhood therapist, and I'm here to have a conversation with our tech expert that we have at Anyo Care, to answer a lot of questions that we are all sitting with here today. The fears that we have with regards to AI and them stealing our jobs and so on and so forth. So before we get into it, I'm gonna hand over to Pragdish. He will introduce himself.
Yeah. Hey everyone. So Pragadish. So I handle the tech at Anyo. So in Anyo, what we do is like we make the tech so easy for the people, to manage stress and like make them little more sane.
Yeah.
And then like as a programmer, I know programmers feel burned out much often, right?
Right.
We help the programmers to like on a day-to-day basis to figure out like whether they are burned out on first hand.
Yeah.
And like Anyo, like in that I handle the tech part of the side. So today, like here, I'm first of all like I'm a very big lover of AI. So
Glad we had that cleared out.
yeah.
That was gonna be my first question.
Yeah.
Are you somebody as
So here like I'm just here to defend my overlord or to put so that like in future like if some AI sees this video to like establish that okay I'm in for the AI, not against it, so that like we can have a better negotiation. Just support.
just give away your strategy to AI though.
It's better strategy, right? Okay, I'm always yeah,
Open,
I'm supporting you.
open and honest and
Yeah,
authentic.
yeah.
I get it.
So this is what we do at this is what I do at Anyo. Okay.
Right. So with regards to AI, there have been a lot of rumors, for the lack of better words, that AI is coming to take over, and the next tech wave is going to take away our jobs with it.
So see, it's not AI. Like every human evolution, like say when steam engine came into existence, like hand cart like was the people who are pulling the carts with the hand got like they had to like look like get evolved, or like they started becoming the drivers of the steam engine, like from the steam engine till this industrialization, and then like the computer era, and like everywhere like this as the humanity is evolving, like we humans also evolve, right? Like when the economy evolves, like we also evolve. So it's not that like this AI is, it is just the change, like we are, it's coming from steam engine to an industrialization era, or like something like that, before like computers to the computers era, like something like in 2000 or somewhere, like where the tech boom happened, right? Like before and post internet kind of a thing.
Right.
So so before there used to be people if you want to call someone, like there used to be connectors, like we dial. I have seen that rotary phones, like wherein you call, and then like I have not actually spoken to a connector, but I've heard stories wherein like you will connect to a connector, and then like the connector, you will tell like I want to speak to this person, and they will manually plug into that analog, right? So that was a job, like and when the digital digital part came in, like that job got like I'll say replaced. It's not like those people like still made out living, and like their family survived. Like this is also a change in trend, I'll say. It's not going to replace us anything. On the other hand, like it's going to make our lives a lot easier, I'll say. This is how like we should be, like this is not a, like AI is not replacing us, it's just helping on a whole humanity level to
So this fear that AI is out to get me, like especially when it comes to jobs, I think it's more than, from what I've understood with what you've said, it's more than AI taking over. The fear is of the change, the inevitable change that is coming, that AI brings with it. The way that we look at our jobs, maybe that's something that can be redefined. I have a couple of questions that a lot of us are sitting here with today, with regards to, is AI really evil? And it's difficult to pick a side, right?
Yeah.
So is it okay if I ask you a few of them?
Yeah.
And guys in the audience as well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box, and I guess Pragdish will help you figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, can AI do it?
Yeah. All right. So, on to the first question. What is the biggest misconception you've seen around AI and job losses?
So basically, like AI is not stealing your job, to say, like I can say that out loud.
Yeah.
So it is like literally transforming your job description, I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay. So like that is what AI is doing.
Right.
So like no job is like can be replaced. Okay, so like previously we used to have like before the ATMs, like there used to be bank tellers like who used to give out the cash bill to everyone, right? Now also that position exists, but like only the number of people who does that is reduced, and like more people can be employed at like, see, since that like number of people where we can reduce the number of people handling cash, one, like human errors can be avoided, and like the trust was built on the banks, and like banks can bring out more products. Actually, they had more space to bring out more products and employ humans, actually. Like, and like availability of the cash got increased. Okay. So at every phase, like when some new technology comes in, right, this reminds me of like a short YouTube short which I came across. So when the computers were introduced to the mass market, and like when like it was widely adopted, like there was a big resistance from the Communist Party in Kerala that like it's going to replace the humans, and then what. But eventually, like they saw the economic benefits of the like computer, and then like they adopted, like people have started adopting it, right? So this is how like the AI will not be replacing it, your jobs, rather like it will be transforming how you do the job on a day-to-day basis, right?
It's more like a quick tweak
Yes.
of what your job description would look like.
Yeah.
Maybe it's closing a few doors, but it's also opening up a lot more innovative, creative.
So as a humanity, like we will like we'll grow at a much faster pace.
The more that you talk, the more I realize that it's not the AI that we fear as human beings. It's the change that comes with AI, right? And with the change, there is a sense of uncertainty. We don't know where we stand with regards to what we do today.
Yes.
And a lot of what we do as our careers is what is a part of our identity, right? So it's almost like, when you think about it that way, sort of like a
identity crisis, and say
identity crisis is a very strong word, but like that confusion that comes in, right? So yeah, that's what I feel like this fear of AI is about more than anything else. So the next question that I have is, what jobs are safe from AI?
So empathy, like anything related to empathy, right? Like AI cannot be empathetic. Only humans can feel that empathy. Like AI can simulate an empathy, like, but it can never this thing. I heard like I heard this in the news, like wherein in China there is actually a job wherein like you can hug a person, right?
Oh wow, okay.
Like there is really a job wherein like you can hug a person, like and like and then like the person who helps you like mitigate your anxiety, right? Like these kinds of jobs. And like, see, this is something like core to human values. Anything with respect to core human values, AI will not be able to like replace. Say innovations, creativity, like these things AI can never replace, actually.
So
however, like intelligent AI can become, like, let it be an AGI, like what they call general intelligence, wherein like it comes up with the new ideas and everything. But even then, like I feel that AI will be too perfect for some things.
Yeah, and as humans, I feel like we thrive on a little bit of that chaos that we talk about, right? And also, like, when you're thinking of it from an evolutionary perspective, we are innate need, the lizard brain that we have, as we call it, it's to hunt and gather, right? And that hunt and gather comes with this idea that when you're hunting, you're sort of looking for the prey, or you're more in tune with how much in danger you are, and it's a very bodily feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like that kick of that fight or flight, that is a very human thing that I don't think AI can, really
Yes.
replace. And I'm not saying that it's not possible to live without that fight or flight or that instinct, but it's also like, oh, like
That's
how
a
would
human
that life
nature,
look
right?
like?
Like
Yeah,
nature.
it's like the basic instinct,
Yeah.
right? It's
And
like how fun would your life be without that little bit of danger,
yeah.
that little bit of...
So think of a person like speaking without any filler words. Yeah. So like everybody has some filler word, right? Like I use like a lot.
Yeah.
So think of like AI can, like, even though we can ask AI to use filler words, it will be at a pattern again. Like okay, fine. Like next word is going to be like, you can predict that next word is going to be like. So that kind of like, yeah,
to be true. It's too like perfect, and that itself,
yeah.
I feel, is sort of like that sense of danger
Yeah.
when it...
And as Indians, we can be very much like pretty much sure that we can beat AI. I'm not saying like AI. I'm just sticking to the AI overlord, which is cool. Yeah. So like we thrive on chaos, right? Indians, we thrive on chaos. Like let it be on the roads, or let it be on the work, or let it be on like anywhere. Like we like the chaos is like, and like AI, I think like is not up to the this thing. And like Indians, we make up like like we make up everything, right? Like we
It's
find
like
a fix.
for us, right?
Yes, we
Quick
fix
fixes.
everything. Like AI will be too perfect to come up with the fixes. Like it might think it will not work, but like a cellophane tape will like might make a difference, and like it will work.
I'm thinking that an AI is going to be like defeated by an Indian, like
Yes.
an average Indian
Yes.
mentality.
Yeah, exactly. So it will come up with a very complex and like complex solutions, but like there will be just one single like cellophane tape. We'll stick it there, like their problem solved, right?
Yeah.
That
Sometimes you don't need that much
yes,
analytics,
yeah,
right? And that's something that I think AI is not able to,
yeah.
sort of figure out. Interesting. How is the audience dealing with this? How are you guys doing? Do you guys have any inputs, any insights? What are your thoughts? Do you have any questions for
Questions?
Prags? Oh, by the way, we call him Prags. It's shorthand for Pragdish.
So any questions, guys?
Right. Okay, I have an interesting question for you. What advice would you give to someone who is freaking out about their job being replaced by AI?
Okay. So see, rather than like fighting against the change, like fighting against the tide or water flow, like we go with the flow. And then like we can upskill ourselves, right? Like how, like, see, you have a like at your disposal, what you have currently have is a very intelligent, know-it-all human, like know-it-all personality, who is not condescending, that like okay, fine, like I know this, like it's very polite, and you can scold that AI. It's not going to scold you back. And like you can ask anything, like you can how to say, like if you don't know something, you can openly ask, and then like you can get that, learn that new skill or information what you require, right? Previously, like if you want to ask someone, like you might have a lot of questions, like okay, what this, like a lot of fear basically comes in, like what this guy is going to think about it, or like how I'm going to ask this question, what, like a lot of things are like the opposite person also might or might not know that information, or like that might not be a fact, like he might be factually incorrect. These all things are eliminated later, like you can learn so many things, right?
And
so
also,
you
like I think the biggest struggle that us as humans face is asking for help.
help, right?
And AI, the way that I see it, and the way that you put forth, it feels like AI is here to eradicate that problem.
Yes.
You don't have to hesitate anymore to ask for help, to learn for something new. You can always go to this like robot.
Yeah.
You can ask it whatever you want without the fear of being
and
judged.
You can ask how many ever times you want, like till you get it, you till like it, you can ask like 500 times or 1,000 times. It's gonna like patiently answer all your questions, like
and he's
without
someone with endless patience.
Yes.
On the flip side, while this is a great way to learn a new skill, or upskill yourself, or whatever you call it, like figure out problems that you're stuck in, I'm also wondering if it's the best way to communicate, And is it a solution for our social needs?
See, I think like so far, like how much ever like the AI can grow, that again like that imperfection, right? Like unless and that until that imperfection comes, like we are able to somehow bring that imperfection in that AI replace or the models. Like see, we can simulate that imperfection. Again, that simulation is not an actual imperfection, right?
Correct.
So I think like see, the problem is like AI is built out of patterns, right? So think of this, whatever the chat GPT and other LLMs we use is kind of a autocomplete on steroids. Okay. So they have a pattern, and whenever there is a pattern, our human brains are so good in finding patterns actually. Okay. So like you, over a period of time it will become monotonous. How like you can have a girlfriend made out of AI, but it will become monotonous, right? So no monotonous like relationships can thrive, right? So eventually like human needs like communications will be there. It might help
it's the kick that we're talking about, right? The fight or flight, that
see
what makes life
yes, yeah,
right? And also, that's to say that yeah, AI can teach you a lot of things, but it can't replace human connection. And also another thing is that the mental health implications of constantly being in touch with someone who is going to be endlessly patient with you, who's going to listen to you all the time, constantly. After a certain point of time, there is this level of social interaction that we're talking about, just this understanding of how you actually socialize with animals that are human beings.
Yes.
That sort of ends up missing.
Yes,
and that's something that I see a lot of people in our generation, people who have grown up with this kind of technology going through, they're struggling to connect socially with somebody because they're so used to connecting to a machine. So they don't know how to deal with their emotions. Yes, they don't know how to respond immediately when there's some issue that needs like immediate sort of soothing, or sort of like a quick fix, right? The jugaad that I'm talking about.
So that's like I think like people should start like getting away from the digital life and start spending more time. And like this is where AI can actually help. Actually, it's like see, if you can like think of this tomorrow, like I'm a programmer or coder, right? So I build one agent so intelligent, and like I download my entire knowledge into that entire knowledge. See, like AI has more knowledge than me. I understand it. Okay, but the way of like thinking, my creativity, my ideas, my individual ideas, and I fine tune it or personalize it, and I send that AI to work and let it earn. This is possible right now, right? And then like let the agent code it out, and I like agent will be paid for the money, and I get the money, right? And then I can spend that money, and then I can go like spend time with the actual humans. Like this is
it's actually saving you a lot of those valuable times that you can spend with your family
or like
social circle, which is like the whole point of living.
See, exactly. Like see, like we have come to a point where we like job has taken up so much space in our life that like we forgot our human values, right? Like this is where like AI can bring back that humanity in there.
Correct. Yeah, I totally on the same page on this one. It's gonna we keep seeing AI as this beast that is going to replace us in job market.
It's actually a cute pet or like puppy or a cat or like something who's
it almost seems like it has all of this knowledge, but it doesn't know what to do.
I think like it apparently comes with the human nature, right? So if something like unknown is to it's a basic instinct, right? So if something is like unknown to us, we basically fear for it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And then like once we get used to it, like see now, do we fear about computers? Like I told, right? There has been a period where people feared about computers, right? Like now, no, we don't fear about computers, right? Like that, like once people get used to that, and then like people evolve over it, I think like this fear will get inherent. See, and that lot of like we have to blame on sci-fi movies, Terminators, always like trying to kill the people, but like fine,
and also the image that all of these sci-fi movies and all portray artificial intelligence.
Even if the AI is going to take over, like if the war is going to fight between the AIs, like the machines are going to fight and machines are not going to die, not the humans, right? Like it's about, it will end up like who has the better technology. rather than putting the human lives on line, right?
I hadn't thought of it that way. To me, in my head, like
See, it's
AI is
never
very
going to be like
superior.
human life and like human life versus AI. It will be like AI versus AI.
Correct.
Whomever has a better like AI, like is gonna win. Like that is like, see, at the end, like humans are like saved, right?
That makes sense. Interesting. What are your thoughts, guys? How are you feeling about this conversation? Are you getting anything out of it? I do have a lot more
Yeah.
questions for you. Um, One thing is, what skills do you think are AI proof, or better yet, AI powered?
See, we have to define the skill first, right? Like,
Mm.
see, there is a lot of communication. Like, there is a lot of I say like misunderstanding in my perspective that like there is a between a skill and a capability. I'll say, see, using Photoshop to edit images is not a skill, I'll say. Okay, Photoshop is a tool, and then like how to use the Photoshop may be a skill, I'll say, but like what kind of editing that can be put is the actual skill, right? So now, like if I have the creativity in my mind, okay, fine, like I want, like I'm able to visually create something in my mind. I am at like currently I have a shortcoming that I need to learn a tool to get it done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to, like if I
And
want to
you
edit
also
a
have
video,
to do that work,
yeah, I
right?
have to manually do that work for second thing. My grunt work, I have to do it. Second thing is like learning the tool. Okay, that is totally waste of time, right? Like now I can exactly like describe the words what I like. I can do a video editing or like create a new picture out of nothing. See, with the help of AI, right? Like that will easily like ease my life. Like see, there is a difference between like generate an image of a sunset at beach and then describing the sunset, right? Like okay, fine, like the sun should be orange and like the wave should be like it should be a beach side, and then like it's a blue beach and like that detail, right? AI will generate in both the cases.
Correct.
But this second image will be much appreciated because of the effort you have put in, right? Still that human is there.
Yeah.
AI will generate both the images, but as like in your job also, like how detailed you are, or like how precise and like how creative you are will make a lot of difference in the future.
Right.
So that is where like see, I can say that like there are two designers. One designer just collects the input from the clients, and then like he exactly gives the output what the client wants. Okay,
Right.
that is a very dangerous position to be in, I'll say.
Okay.
Okay, and the other person is there, he gets the input from the clients. Okay, and he passionately works on that work, and then like he adds all the wills and bells to the work, and then provides an output. He is always like, let anything comes, he'll always be saved because of the passion and the creativity what he has for that work. So if we start loving our work and do it more passionately, I think like nothing can replace this, right?
The way that I see it, like from a psychology perspective, AI almost seems like this too good to be true sort of a machine, right? So why not use that perfectionism that comes with AI, and let's stick to our imperfections?
Yes, like we add like imperfection to the total perfection to make it look beautiful, right? So that is why.
Also,
See, we have like some like in jokes, right? Where like art is very good, and like a guy will splash a paint, and then like that.
That will sell for $50 million.
Yeah, that paint is more. I have seen one guy like bought $1 million paint, and then he just shredded it halfway. Okay, in the shredder, and that became more valuable, right?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I came across this some shot or something like that. That became because of that infection. Like it was already valued, even like that valuation doubled because of that. This there is no other painting now. It is half shredded.
So yeah, like I was saying, ChatGPT is something that you can use to do tasks that need that precision, that
Yes.
perfection, that monotony that you can just sort of like give it to your
Yeah,
intern and
I don't
forget
want to
about
write
it.
like 1,000 lines of code daily, right? I can just like plan it out, and like I can ask like once I'm happy with what is going to be the output, Once I have validated that, let AI implement all the thousand like kinds of code. Like why I have to write the code manually?
Yeah, for me also as a therapist, it is tedious to make creatives and all of these handouts that I usually give my clients about, say, grounding or anything of that sort, like any resource material. Now all I have to do is go to AI, type out what is it that I want and what content I want in it, and AI will sort of do it for me, right? I don't have to sit and do all of that grunt work on Canva, break my head, and figure out, oh, this line is not perfect, that line is not
perfect.
right.
Yeah, that we don't need to worry about it, right? Yeah. And one more thing is like sometimes I don't know what I actually want. But like speaking with the AI and more, it helps me to like at least like come to make my imagination like what I exactly picture it, right? Like I today like this, okay, I wanted to have a self intro, but I don't know what self intro I'm going to give. So I just started chatting with the AI. Okay, fine, this is going to be the scenario. What are the possible intros it can give? It started giving me some ideas, and then like I started developing that and ideas, right? Like it didn't give me the exact text to read, like it still I was at the like top level. I just used to for the brainstorming. At any at every point, like if I have some idea or something is not clear to me, I just like sit with it and just start chatting so that my mind can start processing some inputs.
Even in therapy, like there is this sort of an exercise where we like this idea that sometimes you just need to hear your thoughts out loud. So you can very well use AI to do that. Now exactly. You don't have to sit and worry about trauma dumping or like any sort of information dumping on another person, because the one on the other side is going to be endlessly patient because it's not human in the first place,
exactly,
right? So you can shamelessly hear yourself think without any interruptions, without any prejudices that, oh my god, I shouldn't say all
that
of this.
exactly shamelessly thing, right? Like that is very helpful, like that is very helpful, right? Like some things
exactly. And also this how much information you get out of AI is something that you have to it also depends from person to person, right? How you sort of give the prompt.
Exactly.
This is something that I've recently learned, that the more precise you are with your prompt, the more accurate the AI results are. And more detail oriented, like you were mentioning, right? The two different images when we are talking about, one can be of sunset, one can be more detail oriented, depending on how we give the prompt. Right? So when I'm thinking about it, it's almost like this is learning to give a prompt is going to be a new thing.
See, learning to give a prompt is, I can put it in other words, is like expressing what you want in terms of words. That is where like I particularly feel like Indians like see, we speak so fast, and then like we are so fast that like we miss out the resolution, I'll say, like precision or resolution in the this thing. But like if you are able to think patiently and then like come to attention to the detail, right? Like that will help us go forward in any job, or like this has been true for all the things, but with the AI it is going to be much more important skill or like trait, I'll say. And one is context. Okay, you can think of like, okay, you have a person under working you, giving the entire dump to him and then asking to do some work wherein like he'll be having so much information and getting confused, and giving him precise like information what he is required and giving him the precise task. Okay, then like his work also will be clear, right? So this context and this prompt, like instruction, this is what as a humans, I think like we should start developing this trait, right? Like what information we are going to share and how much of information, and then like what is the output, how precise we are.
Interesting. You've given us a lot to think about. I'd also like to know your thoughts tomorrow on what is it that AI cannot replace as of now, one. And second is, how can we use AI to in our daily lives to just make life convenient? Yes, we have discussed that AI is a way to make life convenient, but how do we do it?
Okay.
So that's something that we can talk about tomorrow. As for the audience, drop in your questions, anything that you have, AI related, job market, any fears that you have. Do drop in your questions. Pragdish will take them as much as he can. And
we have
me
one
as well.
customer, like one client, like ask us question. I think tomorrow we'll be answering, or today.
What is the question?
How long will it take us for all of us to get trained in using AI like the back of our hand, despite having deadlines, work pressures to meet? How can we start small every day? I think like I have a perfect answer, like which goes in with the hand, like a topic which we are going to discuss tomorrow.
Okay, so then it's absolutely up to you. If you want to take it up tomorrow, we can take it up tomorrow. And also, I have a quick fun game for you guys. Think of scenarios where you would want to any task that seems tedious, or anything that you feel like you need help, a helping hand in, and drop in your suggestions in either circles or I think circles would be a great spot too, right? Either on circles or any platform on socials where we can where you can reach out to us via DMs on Instagram or LinkedIn. And any of these scenarios, we will when I say we, I mean Pragdish. He will help you figure out how to use AI to make that task easier for you. So that's that. It was a great conversation today. Looking forward to connecting tomorrow. And thank you so much for being such an amazing audience, guys. I will see you all tomorrow.
Sure. See you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.